Caitlin Clark is the biggest name in women's basketball right now. Everywhere she goes, fans follow. Every time she plays, the ratings soar. But not everyone is happy about it.
Indiana, especially like with their free agents, they're gonna be a great team. But to not have the defending champs on TV more, I think that is.
A WNBA star just spoke out, saying it's not fair that Caitlin and the Indiana Fever are getting so many national TV games. She thinks other teams, especially the defending champions, deserve more attention too. Is she right, or is this just jealousy at play? Let's break it all down. The WNBA just dropped its broadcast schedule for the season, and let me tell you, the numbers are wild. The Indiana Fever will have 41 out of 44 games on national TV. That's insane. It's a brand new record. Meanwhile, the New York Liberty, the defending champs, only have 32 nationally televised games. That's still a lot, but way less than the Fever. So why is this happening? It all comes down to one thing: ratings. Last season, Caitlin Clark was a ratings machine. The top 20 most-watched WNBA games, 18 of them featured the Indiana Fever. That's right, one team carried almost half of the league's total TV audience. The network saw that and said, we want more of that. More viewers mean more ads mean more money, and like it or not, TV is a business. But some WNBA players aren't happy about this. One star just spoke out, calling it crazy that Caitlin's team is getting so much attention.
The reason why they have more national TV games because 18 of the top 20 most viewed games last year were...
Caitlin Clark is the biggest name in women's basketball right now. The numbers show just how much people want to watch her play. During the 2023-24 season, games featuring Caitlin Clark brought in record-breaking television ratings. In fact, 18 of the top 20 most watched WNBA games last season included the Indiana Fever. This was not just a small difference, it was a massive gap that made it clear what fans wanted to see. The numbers do not lie. On average, games with Caitlin Clark had 3 times more viewers than other WNBA games. This means that when she plays, millions of people tune in. Television networks like ESPN, ABC, and CBS pay attention to these numbers. They know that showing Caitlin Clark's games will bring in more viewers. More viewers mean more money from advertisements and sponsorships. This is why they made the decision to put the Fever on national television so many times. The business side of sports is simple. If one team or one player is bringing in more fans, they get more attention. This is the same thing that happens in every professional sport. The most popular players get the most TV time because that is what makes the most money. Networks want to air the games that will have the biggest audience.
So many nationally televised games.
Her team is going to have 41 of their 44 games nationally televised, while the reigning champs, the Liberty, only have 32.
Caitlin Clark's games have proven to bring in millions of fans, so it makes sense that they would be scheduled for national TV more than others. Some people may argue that other WNBA teams deserve more attention, but television networks are not making decisions based on fairness. They are making decisions based on what will bring in the largest audience. Right now, Caitlin Clark is the main reason people are watching. Not everyone is happy with the WNBA's national television schedule. Minnesota Lynx star Napisa Collier recently shared her thoughts on ESPN's First Take. She questioned why the Indiana Fever had so many nationally televised games while other teams had fewer. During her interview, Collier said that it made sense for Caitlin Clark's games to be shown because she is a huge star. However, she felt that other teams and players also deserved more TV time. She pointed out that the defending champion Las Vegas Aces were not being shown as much as she thought they should be. She called it kind of crazy that teams like the Aces were not getting as much exposure as the Fever. Her comments sparked debate among WNBA fans and analysts. Some people agreed with her, saying that other great players deserve more attention. Others argued that the numbers show why Caitlin Clark is on TV more than anyone else. Collier's words reflect a frustration that some WNBA players feel. Many of them have worked hard for years to build their careers, and they may feel overlooked now that Caitlin Clark is getting so much attention. However, looking at the bigger picture, the reason for the national TV schedule is not about fairness or who has played in the league longer. There is a simple reason why the Indiana Fever have the most national TV games this season. It is not about favoritism or trying to ignore other teams. It is about business.
Not decide who's on TV. Let's be there. They make the deal with the WNBA to get certain amount of games on certain days, and whatever, like...
The WNBA does not decide which teams get the most national TV games. The television networks like ESPN, ABC, and CBS make those decisions. They are not making choices based on what is fair. They are picking the games that will bring in the most viewers because higher ratings mean more money. In the 2023-24 season, Caitlin Clark's games drew millions of viewers. When she played in the NCAA National Championship for Iowa, over 18 million people watched. That was the most watched women's college basketball game in history. The excitement around Caitlin Clark did not stop when she joined the WNBA. Her first game with the Fever set a new record for the most watched WNBA game in over 20 years. Networks follow the numbers. If other teams brought in millions of viewers, they would be on TV more too. But right now, that is not the case. The Fever are not the only ones benefiting from this. Every time they play on national TV, their opponents get more exposure too. That means other WNBA players also get more chances to be seen by fans.
I think it's two things. I mean, obviously people want to watch Caitlin play, and so you have to put the people on TV that people want to see.
Some players may feel frustrated, but the truth is that Caitlin Clark is bringing more attention to the entire league. More fans are watching, more companies are investing, more people are talking about the WNBA than ever before. In the long run, this helps every team and every player. This is not about personal feelings, it is about what makes sense for business. Caitlin Clark's popularity is a game changer for the WNBA, and the television networks are making decisions based on what the fans want to see. Even though Nafisa Collier questioned the WNBA's TV schedule, she knows Caitlin Clark is a superstar. In fact, she admitted it herself. During her interview on First Take, Collier said that it made sense for Clark to have more TV time. She understood that Clark is the reason many people are watching. This is the ironic part of her comments. On one hand, she questioned why the Fever got so many games on national TV. On the other hand, she agreed that Clark is the most popular player in the league. If she knows that Clark brings in the most fans, then the TV schedule should not be a surprise. Collier is one of the best players in the WNBA. She has been in the league for years and has proven herself as a star. But she also knows that Caitlin Clark is in a different category when it comes to popularity. That is not an insult to Collier or any other WNBA player, it is just the reality of sports. Some players bring in bigger crowds, and right now Clark is the biggest name in the game. Collier's comments may have come from frustration. She wants the league to grow and for more teams to get attention, but even she cannot deny that Caitlin Clark is the biggest reason people are tuning in. After Collier spoke out, many fans pushed back. They did not agree with the idea that the TV schedule was unfair. Instead, they pointed to the ratings and the numbers that proved why Clark's games are on TV more than others. Fans on social media were quick to remind everyone that TV networks are making smart business decisions. They want to show the games that bring in the most viewers. The numbers prove that Clark is the one people want to see. Some fans also argued that the extra TV time does not just help Clark and the Fever, it helps the entire WNBA. Every time the Fever play on national TV, their opponents get more exposure too. This means more WNBA players are getting seen by new fans. The biggest argument from fans was simple: this is how sports work. In every league, the most popular players and teams get more TV time. In the NBA, teams with stars like LeBron James or Stephen Curry get more national games. In the NFL, teams with big-name quarterbacks are on primetime TV more often. It is the same in the WNBA. The biggest star gets the most attention.
This is a business. And you want to know what? Caitlin Clark is good business. I don't know why it's so hard for people to understand that. Why is it so hard?
The most important thing to understand is that Caitlin Clark is not just helping herself. She is helping the entire Before Clark entered the league, WNBA games did not get the same level of attention. Now, ticket sales are higher, TV ratings are breaking records, and more people are talking about women's basketball than ever before. Clark is bringing in new fans who may not have watched the WNBA before. Some of these fans might stay and start watching other teams too. That is how a league grows. It starts with one superstar bringing in the crowd, and then other players get their chance to shine. This has happened in other sports as well. When Michael Jordan played in the NBA, he made the entire league more popular. When Serena Williams dominated tennis, she helped bring more attention to women's sports. Now, Caitlin Clark is doing the same for the WNBA. The league should be celebrating this moment. More people are watching, more young girls are getting inspired, more companies are investing in the league. This is a turning point for the WNBA, and Clark is leading the way. Instead of arguing about TV time, the focus should be on the bigger picture. The WNBA is gaining more fans than ever before, and Clark is a huge reason for that. The best thing to do now is to keep supporting the league. Watch the games, buy the tickets, and celebrate the growth of women's basketball. Caitlin Clark is not just making history for herself. She is changing the WNBA in a way that will help every player, every team, and every fan. That is something worth cheering for. Share your thoughts on it in the comments.